Right. Uh, Ecological literacy is just as important as reading, writing, and arithmetic. You know, these are the skills that are necessary for life. If we don't understand what is the reality of the world that we live in, that we are connected to the natural world, then we're not going to make decisions that are appropriate. We're going to It's going really good. I'm doing very well. This has been a really busy week. We've gotten a lot of stuff done. There was a barbecue at Dennis Perry's house, the former deputy leader of the Green Party of BC and the coordinator of the Save the Eagle Ridge Bluffs Coalition. Dennis has this beautiful house. It's in West Vancouver and it's right down on the water, has this beautiful swimming pool. And it was actually the first event that all the candidates were at the same place at the same time together. So it was an opportunity to hear all of us speak. And it was nice because it was somewhat candid. Like, I don't think the majority of us had actually prepared something to say, so it was really just sort of talking from the heart about issues, about what we were interested in. So that was an interesting event, and it was a good opportunity to meet a bunch of West Van Green. I mean, you know, this could be the place where we create the solutions and we export them to China and we export them to the United States. We're perfectly located to be, you know, a turning point for the future of our planet right here in British Columbia. And I think this party's got the potential to really make these things happen. But it's going to take all of us working together to make these things happen. So, I mean, as much as I have a lot of solutions, I've got a lot of ideas, I think we need to be a party that really empowers its membership as well.
You'll notice that this week has a nice sound to it.
That's right. Yeah, thanks to Jesse Waldman from Red Light Sound, we've now got a fantastic sound score. He actually went into a studio, and you'll see some footage of us in the studio. And Jesse, did an original sound score for us.
This is Red Light Sound Studios, the HQ for the Green Party sound design team. Welcome. I did two or 3 minute recordings of this, of two different pieces, so you can play with them and have it be a little different every week. You know, have variations on it.
I was also thinking about something that acoustic.
It sounds great. I hope you agree. And it was made just for you. This is the sound of the Green Party and the sound of the Ben West for Leader campaign. So
you explored a community space today.
Yeah, we did. We went down to Crab Beach and looked at a garden that was put together. I guess sort of a guerrilla gardening thing, where a bunch of local people decided that they were going to just use a piece of public land that was sort of open, unused space under a bridge that really wasn't doing a heck of a lot productive other than just, you know, being some grass, and decided to plant a bunch of vegetables and stuff there. So there's a lot of community gardens that are sanctioned municipal things, but then there's also just people deciding, well, heck, I'm not going to wait. You know, let's just grow some stuff. So here's this winter garden. Who knows? This could be a really big Christmas dinner for a group of homeless folks who live around here or something. I'm sure it'll be used in some beautiful way. And I just wanted to take you down here to show it to you. And there's spaces like this all over BC, but slowly but surely we're eating away at provincial parkland. We're eating away at public spaces. Right. Yeah, we went and saw a presentation about the creation of a new national park. The beautiful thing about this idea of this new national park in the Okanagan and Similkameen is that this park is actually being created for reasons that are based on ecologically based management, right? Like, it's about protecting migratory routes, it's about protecting watersheds, and it's about creating public spaces that we can all share and enjoy for the future. So yeah, we've just come from a presentation about a proposed national park that would incorporate a number of existing provincial parks into it in the Similkameen. This park would be important because it would protect a migratory route, a north-south migratory route, and would also protect some existing watersheds, and also would create land for some endangered species. So it was quite an interesting thing, and just one of the kind of neat things that this co-op here does. So as the leader of the Green Party of BC, I would be an advocate for at least a doubling of the existing provincial parks budget. The funding to parks has been cut pretty drastically, and what has happened as a result of that is we've seen a drastic reduction in the number of rangers in the parks and a cut to the park interpretive services, as well as just some general degradation of the services that are available at parks. And unfortunately what's happened is that we've actually replaced the funding of provincial parks coming out of tax dollars with more service fees. And so what you're seeing is you're actually paying more for provincial parks and getting less back in return, which is really silly because our provincial parks are a huge economic benefit for local communities. A study that was done by our provincial government a number of years ago actually tells us that for every dollar you put into a provincial park, you get $10 back into the local economy. Last summer, I was lucky enough to be the BC Park Lovers Tour Coordinator for the Western Canada Wilderness Committee. So we traveled to a number of different provincial parks around the province and talked to British Columbians and also tourists about our beautiful BC parks and the need to increase the funding and support for these parks. And I can tell you that everybody in British Columbia loves our provincial parks. It's a part of our culture, it's a part of our heritage, it's a really important part of our future and our ability to remain sustainable. Not only do our parks provide, clean water and clean air, but they provide, a place for us to recreate, a place for us to just enjoy and to really learn how we're connected to our natural environment. So the cuts to parks funding, I think not only hurts us, just in terms of our potential for economic growth, but I think that cuts to parks funding really hurt our ecological literacy. They really, the fact that we're not honoring and cherishing our provincial parks and providing these spaces as learning opportunities for young people and for British Columbians in general, I think really speaks to our lack of a connection to our natural world. So I think if for no other reason, funding for parks is really, really important because it shows that we care about these issues and it provides a place for us to begin to understand the relationship that we've got with our natural surroundings. So I hope to have an opportunity to be an advocate for these issues because they're really, really important.
I hope so too.